I've really enjoyed the process, and it's made me think about stuff. It's made me feel somewhat hopeful because our area needs some help.
Okay.
And I think the ideas are great, and no, I'm just trying to think how I'm going to be involved in it. I was just glad that I got to, house people and talk to them, and then they listen to my concerns, and now I just am going to figure out what my talents are and how I can maybe help. The roundabout was a new idea, and I can see, people go through our town very quickly, and we have a lot of people that go through the town, so that was a new idea.
Did you ever think that you'd ever be in favor of a roundabout?
Never. Never. I don't like them.
But
I would have to
case?
use that every day.
Yeah.
But no, I think that's something to consider.
The results were far different than I thought, but very valuable. Well, first of all, I thought it was a consultant group that had been hired to come in and do a makeover or whichever, make recommendations, and it turned out it's a volunteer project, which is surprising. There was quite a diverse group of people, which was wonderful, and the recommendations results were quite different than I thought they would be. Very practical. That's all. The pre-treatment of water and also the cluster of houses.
Okay.
I think those are both very good ideas.
Okay.
And I'm for a roundabout.
It's better than what I expected. Yeah, it's very good. Very good. I saw some of the work before Dave on this and some of the other communities, and this is great. Very nice. The youth center stuff was really good. The idea of a Pirates Cove and a spot for youth, I think, was very good. The other one that got me is some of the bike trails and tying some of those trails together. It's something people have talked about, and that would be really good to draw people into the community. Talk about those ideas of how to bring people in here, get them to stay here, get them to spend days and time and spend money here. And that's one way to do that, is make this a destination for something like that, and tie it in with the natural resources. So that was the other thing that really stood out to me.
That it's just so easy as the signage, to do a sign, using your fire hydrants, how simple is that? And that would just be great little projects for the kids to get involved in.
What I was saying is that part of getting a different perspective is a different perspective, because we all see things and we're just so used to seeing them that way we don't change. And one of the things that is really inexpensive and super cheap is put volleyball courts down by the lake. And it's such an easy, it's kind of a no-brainer really, but I wouldn't have thought of that. I wouldn't have ever thought of that. So just a great idea. Banker, so I always think about it in terms of money. But again, part of it is, and I just came down here, but when you're talking about underutilizing buildings, there's buildings that are filled, but they're not really filled with anything that.
We didn't have time. We didn't have time to put the computer thing together, let alone make the newspaper.
Because that's right next door to me. I'm assuming that's the building next to the community bank.
Boyd Hardware.
Boyd's, yeah. It's a great example.
I have had an idea for that downtown like that for a long time.
Okay.
And I think it's very exciting to actually see it mapped out where that whole property becomes developed with natural resources, with birding, with cafes, with a little bit of history there with the railroad, with the goose sculpture, with the railroad flats. I just think that is so cool. The way the river runs through it, all the way down to Memory Lake, then with actually the beach and the rec areas for the families of Grantsburg. Without so much of an emphasis maybe on the outsiders using the park in Grantsburg. That's good too, and I know it's revenue for the village, and that's important. But I have a family, 3 kids, and that would be awesome for them to have that opportunity down there at Memory Lake. And right now we're in a position where we need to make a decision on I-Forward, our online school, and I think that Pirates Cove Boyd's building looks like it might have a lot of potential. How we can move into that and have the school and perhaps the youth center there as well. It'd be fun to go downtown and see something like that as the anchor for the downtown area. So it's just spinning around right now. Right now we've got a little bit of revenue to make some decisions for I-Forward, and that would be the starting point. Yeah, check back. We'll see where it goes.
Okay.
Has the idea spinning anyway.